Hello and welcome, it's your favourite Yorkshire demo here. This is Suzanne at Hullahbaloo.com and I'm back with another Step Up Saturday series. So last week you will have seen me use the Labelled in Love stamp set and punch to make this simple Sunday card, and as promised I am back with a stepped up version using anything I want within the craft room. So on Simple Sunday we limit what I use to just 5 items plus the basic craft kit. On Step Up Saturday there are no rules. As you can see, I can use absolutely anything I want to show you a more stepped up design, something that uses a little more technique and something that may introduce papers and embellishments where a Simple Sunday may not. So this week we are, as you can see, using an array of colours to create this card. So this is using the same stamp set. We're just introducing some designer series paper and some extra colours. So each of these pop up off the card like so. So it does have some dimension to it, as you can see there. And these are the outline butterfly here within the Labelled with Love set. And then we're using the Colour Family designer series papers, so we're using a mixture of Brights and Regals to make this card. I wanted to make an almost rainbow, as it isn't quite rainbow there, but we're getting there. So if you want to craft along, these are the items you will need. I am using the colours Crushed Curry, Blueberry Bushel, Real Red, Gorgeous Grape, Pumpkin Pie and Shaded Spruce. I have the Labelled with Love photopolymer stamp set and I've teamed it up to a bundle with the punch. You can select a die option if you wish. Tuxedo Black Memento, and then, as I've mentioned, the Brights 6x6 designer series paper and the Regals 6x6 designer series paper, and we're using the same colours. So I've got a Gorgeous Grape piece, Real Red, Pumpkin Pie, Crushed Curry, Shaded Spruce and Blueberry Bushel. Each of those squares is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. We have basic white piece for stamping. We have a basic white piece that's 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and then I'm using basic white thick to create the card base, which as always is half an A4 sheet and then folded in half to create the base. So that's everything that we've got. I'm using glue dots as well as some other adhesives to bring the card together. But for now, we'll move everything to one side. If you want to get the items, here is the right place to pause, and we'll get set up with the scrap piece for stamping first. So let's pop all these to one side. I'm going to pop my colours up here because we'll be using these first. Okay, so we've got our stamp set here. So the stamps we are using, I'm using the outer detail of the butterfly plus the coloured, it's a 2-tone stamp set, so you can do the base and then the top. The outer decoration here for the sentiment, and the sentiment we're using this time is Happy Birthday. So I've already got these mounted onto blocks ready. So I've got 2D blocks with the outer and the sentiment wording. Let's get that bit straighter. And then I've got a C block and a B block for the butterflies. So what I am going to do first is I'll go through each of the butterflies and then we'll do the sentiment. So I'm just going to go in order I've got them on the card. So Real Red first. And how I do this is I stamp off the base, but I do full strength for the decorative outline. I do the outline first as I find that easier. So outline's done, and then I do the inner colour, but I've got a piece of scrap here in which I will then take off that first piece of ink, and then I'll do second generation stamping onto the card. So guys, as you can see there, you get a 2-tone colour on each of the butterflies. I have got my stamping scrub here that I've already wet, and so I will be cleaning each stamp between each colour before we then use the next, as I don't want to be getting any mix-ups in colours. It's never good. So we'll pop the red away. So shaded spruce, again, outline first, like so. Clean it up. And then the inner, taking it off that first layer and then stamping down, like so. Pop the green away. And we'll clean that stamp. So we've got pumpkin pie next. So full strength. Oh, clean it off first. And then the inner piece. Stamp off the strength and then put it onto the butterfly, like so. Clean that off. Pop the orange away, pumpkin pie away, sorry. Need to stop calling them orange. Crushed curry's next, so this is a bright yellow. Oop. So full strength outer, clean it off, and then we've got the inner, which we'll stamp off and then put it onto the outer, like so. Beautiful. I love these butterflies, as you may be able to tell. And then put that away. Just put these to one side. And then blueberry bushel is next. So same outer, stamp and clean. And then inner, stamp off and stamp over, like so, and clean. And then the last one is Gorgeous Grape, which is a lovely purple. So final time, full strength and clean. And then stamp off and second gen onto the butterfly. Beautiful. So clean that off. Right, we can pop our stamping scrub away until I've finished with the video. Pop our Gorgeous Grape away. And then I'm just going to quickly grab a second bit of scrap so that we can do our punch out piece. All my scrap bits are massive. Let's find one that's a decent size. Is that a good size? Yeah, that's a good size. Right, we'll use this. So tuxedo black for the sentiment. This is happy birthday this time. So I'm just going to pop that in the centre there. Oh no, still need that. Need to do the outer. So the outer there. Get that as straight and as centred as we can. Stamp down. And there we go. That's ready for us to punch out. So we'll punch that out now, and then that piece is done. Slide it up into the punch there. As you can see, get it nice and straight and then just press down. Oop. Try not to move it. better. There we go. So that's ready for us. Move those out of the way. Okay, move these. Punch can go away now. There isn't a punch for these and there isn't a die for these, so I will be cutting each of these out. I'll show you how to do one and then I'll speed up the rest so you don't have to sit through me doing them all. So let's do the real red butterfly first. Hold it up here for you so you can see it better. All I'm doing is letting the scissors do the work and I just move the card through with the blades as they're closing. I snip off the excess card so I'm not arguing with it while I'm going around the rest of the design. Go over its head there and to the tip of this wing. See, I'm pivoting the card through the scissors so that they're doing the job. And round they go. This little bit. And then the final one there. And that's what you need to do with all of them. So I'll quickly do that. I'll chat away, but of course I'll probably speed this part up when I edit the video, just so you don't have to sit through them all. So I'm going to separate them all first so that we have them ready. And then off we go. So things I can talk about, what's coming up. So my Step Up Saturday and Simple Sunday series have now all been filmed for the entire year. Well, most of the inner year. I've got to middle of November, and that's because the ones in November and December will of course be part of the holiday catalogue, the mini catalogue that Stampin' Up will release soon. Now, as a demonstrator, I have already seen it. I have already looked at what I would like from it, and that will of course form a Christmas series closer to the time. What does my series so far include? So we've got a bit of everything for everyone. There's a Halloween set in there, there's some Christmas in there, there's florals, there's pinks, there's simple Sundays that use colours that I'm challenging myself to use, because as lovely as these colours are, I find I gravitate to the same ones every time. That was what part of this challenge was, try and use something I don't always use. I don't generally reach for orange that often, so any of the oranges, so the peaches, the pumpkin pie tends to only come out in Halloween for obvious reasons, and so I have been stepping out and making sure I can use others. If I haven't sped this up, then now is the opportunity to tell you about my new newsletter. So my newsletter is a once a month newsletter giving you an overview of the products I've used in videos for that month. It allows you to catch up on videos that have been released that month, and it will also have any upcoming promotions and any offers that you may need to be aware of for Stampin' Up. It will then also have some playlists for series that will only be available for my newsletter subscribers. So that'll be things like maybe some techniques I'm showing. It could just be different types of cards I'm showing. 3D projects, maybe a playlist that goes on there. It'll gather pace over time. And of course, anyone who subscribes to the newsletter, and I say the word subscribe, it's not a cost. There is no fee for you to subscribe. It's just like a YouTube subscription where you press the button and that's it. You get notifications. So once a month, an email will land in your mailbox. That will be the newsletter, and you can then from there access private links to free content that is additional to the ones that I make public on YouTube. To do that and sign up, you just need to go to either the link below in my description, or you can go to hullahbaloo.com /newsletter, and there's just a small form there in which you provide the email address you would like the newsletter to be sent to, and then from the next available one you will get the newsletters landing in your mailbox. You can of course unsubscribe at any time. I'm fully GDPR compliant in that if you don't want me to keep your details, then I have to delete them from my customer phone book, so to speak, and so on and so forth. But why would you want to cancel excellent free content? No obligation to purchase anything, and it means you get to see other videos like this featuring the products that I have in my craft room. They are of course all available to purchase in my online store. The links will be in the newsletters, and they're also in the description below on every video. Right, that is the butterflies done. We can now construct the card itself. So I've brought in my paper pieces, and I'm bringing in the basic white piece that is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and all I'm doing on this is I'm putting them in a way that they can all fit on the card but have a nice little border between them. I'm trying to get my dots so that they're all going in the same direction and so on, like this. And then we'll get these stuck down on here like this. So that looks perfect. So I am going to use my green glue just so that I can have a bit of wiggle room. So this is multi-purpose liquid glue. I always use the thin nozzle end. There is a spreader end on the opposite side, but I find this means I have much more control on where the glue goes. Because the last thing we want is it seeping out the sides of our design and making it look, it just makes it look glossy and not nice to look at. So again, making sure the gap is equal between them, getting them straight, and making sure the dots are the right way around. My glue wants to come out, there we go. So this is the gorgeous grape piece, such a lovely purple, one of my favourites. Crushed curry, another colour that doesn't come out often, although I did do a simple Sunday only a couple of weeks ago that featured crushed curry, and the Irresistible Balloons stamp set. Right, so we'll get these last two on. Like so. Oh, get my dots the right way. There we go, and then the last one. And then for the butterflies I will be using glue dots, and I'll show you, very similar to the technique I used last week in the Simple Sunday, a way in which I make them 3D from the card. So bone folder for this, and then each butterfly, put your bone folder down where its body is and just push up each side. It gets you a crease in the middle that makes them a little more 3D for the card, like so. There we go, last one. And then glue dots for this, so mini glue dots, and I put two, put one up near the head and one up near the bottom of the body on each one. And then all we're going to do is stick them onto their matching colour. And then when I'm sticking them on, I'm just mindful where my sentiment's going. I'm going to put it here, so I'm just making sure that while they're on there, they're leaving enough room to do what I want them to do. That glue dot didn't want to stay on. There we go. And then I'm just making them going in random directions, like so. So then we've got shaded spruce butterfly here. He's going to go in the bottom corner. Again, just making sure we've got room for that sentiment to go in where it needs to. Real red. Love real red. It's a good colour for at Christmas alongside cherry cobbler. Lovely bright red. There it goes. And then crushed curry. Up here. And then our final one, which is blueberry bushel. Like so. That's the glue dots done. And then the last part of the front will be to put some dimensionals on the back of the sentiment. And I just put 2 on this, like that. Take the backs off. Oh, can't get them off my fingers, they're stuck. And then I'm just going to pop that sentiment here on the card. Like that. And as you can see, you can stand these up, but I'm going to do that when I've put it on the base. So I've got my card base in. I'm going to do green glue again on the back of this. Oh, and my glue decides to come out. There we go. Make sure my base is the right way. It is. And then pop this on the front. Now I've made it so there's a bit of a border around each edge. So I just get it straight and press that down. Pop up the butterflies. Like so. And then I'm going to use my rhinestone basic jewels for a bit of sparkle. And so take a pick tool. I use these to get under the jewel, so it's just easier to control. I'm going to pop some of these onto the front, like this. Do I need any more? Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So there we are. We have our Step Up Saturday series card using the Labelled with Love photopolymer stamp set. And here's the Simple Sunday version from last week. If you have a go at making these, let me know. Tag me in any photos that you upload. Make a note in the comments below, or find me on social media and drop me a DM. I'd love to hear what you've made using my inspiration. The products that I've used today, including the measurements and the tools I used, are all included in the description underneath this video. You can click straight through to my online store and purchase those items if you'd like to. Or you can go read more about it over on hullahbaloo.com/blog, and that will give you a little more info about how I created this card and how I came up with the theme. Again, that newsletter sign up is hullahbaloo.com/newsletter. And I look forward to seeing you next Sunday, where I showcase another stamp set in a Simple Sunday series. I'd love to see you then. Bye bye.